That's why we introduced one ballot box, one ballot paper. You vote in the open there, where people see you, how you are voting. You tick, yes, but you tick in the open. We don't see whom you have ticked, but we see you. Then the results are declared immediately after elections, after polling. The rest is just totally up. So this one could have eliminated cheating, but the weakness, the law must provide that if the machine doesn't work, you suspend the elections. Forget. If you say the machine is not working, but suspend the elections. So we bought the machines. But the people who don't want the elections, good elections, they now left a loophole that you vote with the machines. If they don't work, you go manual. So they disabled the machines. That's how they voted manually. People don't know that part of the instability of Uganda was caused by this. In the 1962-61 elections, there were no elections. It was just cheating by UPC and Kabaka Yeka. And the UPC would sing about it. Kuchanga karuru, kuchanga, that they would kuchanga. Twatera karuru, shahemwene ekshweka, kuzaika, munano bote yako machi wanuka. Hurroka, 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 hurre, hurroka, hurraka, Uganda Congress. They were very proud, the UPC, that they had cheated. Because in the 1962 elections, each party had its own box. Then they would build exakate, an enclosure at the polling post. So you come, they give you a paper, you go in the enclosure there, hidden. Of course, the UPC would come with the ballot papers in the pocket. They go in the enclosure and they tick, fill the kasanduko of UPC. And then each kasanduko, each box had a symbol of the party. The symbol for UPC was the hand, the one for DP was the hoe, the one for Kabaka Yaka was one finger, only Kabaka Yaka Sawa Sanja. So, but the symbol was glued on by glue, just gum. So the election officials of UPC would go and shake the box. If they find the one of DP heavier, they shift the So it was just a joke. Because if you cannot have accurate elections, then the people, the MPs, don't care about the people. They don't, when they are elected, they go to parliament, they start looking for money to go and cheat next time. They are not bothered to work for the people. They are not beholden to the people. Because the people don't elect them, they cheat. So in 1980, when we kicked Amin out, we tried to reform this. UPC was not interested. That's why we had to fight, 1981. Otherwise, there was no need for another war. What was it for? But they were not listening. They disqualified candidates. So Chango Macho, a professor, was disqualified that he could not read English. So we had no alternative but to fight. Now, when we defeated these groups, 1994, for the CA, we made it our priority to remove all possibility of cheating. That's why we introduced one ballot box, one ballot paper. You vote in the open there, where people see you, how you are voting. You tick yes, but you tick in the open. We don't see whom you have ticked, but we see you. Then the results are declared immediately after elections, after polling. The rest is just totally up. So this one could have eliminated cheating, but the weakness is that then we allowed party agents, candidate agents must be there and watch. Now, all this was premised on the people being vigilant and honest. But they are not. Some of the people don't care, so the ones who want to cheat still cheat. They do multiple registration. You find they register false names. Then they go and print ballot papers, fake ones, which look like they. So that's why we introduced electronic voting. Please, let's use the fingerprints of people, because the fingerprints are unique. General Moses' fingerprint is not the same as mine, although he's my son, because he picked from Mama something and from me something. So he's different from Mama, he's different from me. So the answer is electronic voting with the fingerprints. But people don't want good elections. They were opposed. I brought this 20 years ago because I knew the problem of Uganda have been good elections. So they say, African fingerprints are not readable because they have been eroded by the hole. But then, when I linked up with that German company, the one Aronda came to work with, they were called something. What were they called, Chomuksha? That company, the German company.
Mulbauer from Germany.
Mulbauer from Bavaria. Thank you. Mulbauer from Bavaria in Germany. This man said, thank you. This man said, we can overcome, because instead of taking the thumbprint only, we can take the whole hand. We can even add the iris. So this is the solution. So that Museveni votes once, and nobody can fake his vote, determined by the electronic local recording and then transmission to the central command. So we bought the machines. But the people who don't want elections, good elections, they now left a loophole that you vote with the machines. If they don't work, you go manual. So they disabled the machines. That's how they voted manually. And now I can tell you, so Arunda did his part. The mistake was in the law. The law must be amended. The law must provide that if the machine doesn't work, you suspend the elections. Forget. If you say the machine is not working, but suspend the elections. On that polling station. So, as a consequence of that, I have now got all the evidence that in the last election, NUP cheated by 1 million votes. I have the facts. NUP can take me to court, and the same 7 has falsely accused them. But this is what happened, 1 million votes. And I have all the evidence now. So therefore, you can see that Arunda, but Arunda had implemented the project. Only the law was leaving the loophole of saying that if the gadget doesn't work, you go manual. We must remove that now. It must be only electronic voting.